We are live. How are you doing today, David?
Fantastic. Very excited to be on your awesome podcast tonight.
You have a really nice background in your own house. What is it? Is it your surfboard?
It's my. I actually just pulled it out of the car. I'm picking up another snowboard tomorrow, so I need it. I've always got it in the car just because the waves are so sporadic on the Great Lakes. So I just keep it in the car at all times with the wetsuit, and then when the wind and the swells hit properly, I'm able to just head out. So I'm actually picking up a new snowboard tomorrow, so I pulled it out, and that's where it lives when there's no wind. And then of course,
nice.
For branding purposes.
So welcome, David. For our viewers who don't know you, welcome to the number 6 Go With The Flow quest. This is a quest dedicated for athletes, jiu-jitsu practitioners, leaders, and many more people who want to better themselves, improve themselves, and can also be role models, share tips, techniques, and anything, especially in this time of COVID when things, seem to be getting better, and then another, set of restrictions and rules, which is really tough. And hopefully you can give us some, story and how, we can go through these times and what has been working for you. My name is Florence Sophia. I am the host, and welcome to you, David. Thank you for your time. It is very precious. I know you are a really busy person, so why don't we start by a quick introduction before we delve into all the questions I have for you today.
Sure thing. I'm the creator and of vagusflow, which is a lifestyle. Which is a lifestyle brand. Sorry, I don't know. I'm just. Oh man, something just happened where I just popped off. Can you see me still?
You're still here. Yeah. You're still here. I can hear you and see you well.
Okay. Well, I can't see you, but looks like we won't be doing that. So, creator of vagusflow, which is a lifestyle brand. I'm also the president of Florida Insurance Group, which is a large independent brokerage house in southwestern Ontario. All jiu-jitsu practitioner, fighter, long time training, trained a long time. And there you go. Sorry, I'm telling you.
I'm curious about your last name, Leadbetter. Do you get people react?
Sorry, I'm not sure how awkward that looked. I lost you.
No, it looked just fine.
Leadbetter. I have heard many times being a leader that it is a perfect name. This is not the right pronunciation.
So what are your tips
what?
What's that?
Sorry, no, go ahead.
What are your tips in terms of being a better leader?
Well, I guess one of my main objectives all the time in leadership is leading from the front. So whether it's either company, I think the best leaders are the people that are obviously fully involved with their staff, in every aspect. Creating the leaders, obviously, but leading from the front has always been my main focus. Nothing bothers me more than a leader. The guy who sits in the back and tells everybody what they need to do, gives marching orders. I much prefer to be in the mix with everybody in the day and lead by example. I think that's the best form of leadership for sure.
And it's true. I'm a team lead for a team as well of 5 analysts, and I found that seeing them as a sounding board to the work that is being required, but also being their cheerleader works the best, and especially in this time where we don't see them, right? We don't know what's going on in their lives. We don't know how they're feeling. So being there to support them, but also to give them some kind of great motivational speeches and telling them, we're here together as a team. That's how it works the best. Yeah.
Yeah,
So tell us.
100%. So, I was just gonna.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna your comment. It truly is. So we have 120 staff in the one business, and then the staff that work on vagusflow, and that's exactly it. Everybody, they're partners, right? So it's truly keeping everyone motivated. I think one of the keys is the early morning. We offer our weeks early meetings, and even actually, I should say that we don't even start them Monday morning. We actually start them on Sunday night. We have a WhatsApp group for both companies, and we share our physical goal for the week, our mental goal for the week, our dietary goal for the week, family goal, and then finally, last but not least, is our professional goals for the week. I find, sharing that, and I share my own, like transparency and vulnerability are the keys to leadership, and I share all of my own and my own things that are going on in my life and the goals that I want to reach, and they hold me accountable. I hold them accountable. That's what it is. I think the days of the ivory tower and the leaders you don't know, you don't know where they live, you don't know what they're doing, their pastimes, any of the things that interest them, the struggles that they're going through. Those days are over. We live in an information age, and I think the one last thing that we've got is that transparency and that vulnerability. Show that. I think it's motivating. That's motivating. I don't think it's interested in about the leader that everything's perfect. I woke up this morning. It's incredible. Like, couldn't be better. They want to hear about your troubles. And I find that when I set my goals and I share them, ask my teammates and my colleagues to hold me accountable for the week. It's the best way. You can't make demands on people when you're not living it, and that goes back to leading from the front and the layers of leadership and all those great things. We fall down, we need help, we need support as leaders, and the same thing that we can do for our teams. But don't ask somebody to do something that you can't do, because people will smell that quickly, and people will realize, don't do as I say, not as I do. Just does not work. Doesn't work in this environment.
So how do you share those goals? Is it just through WhatsApp, and do you ever talk about it and reflect in meetings, or is it just everything is done through the group?
I can share that for you, because I'd love for anybody else that wants to pick up on this. So we have a group. Everybody, I'll tell you the first thing that we do every single morning in the WhatsApp group. When we wake up, before we start our morning routines, which everybody has morning routines as well, we share what we're grateful for. First and foremost. So you open up, you start your day, you're going into our group, you're going to see everybody's gratitudes, what they're excited for. Family, what a beautiful country we live in, any of the great things that we're lucky and blessed to have in our lives. That's how we start it. Sunday, we post our goals. Once we've looked at those goals and we've shared them, we all meet in the boardroom on Monday morning before work starts. So you have to understand there's a certain number of people they're in the human optimization. They want to get to the next level. Those people are willing to come in before work hour, and that's what I ask of them. As a leader, I will give you Sunday, I will give you 80 hours a week, but you've got to show me that you're willing to put in that effort, post those goals, live that lifestyle as well, and then I'll give you anything. So everyone's in early on Monday. This is where we set. We set our goals and we share the goals. And I want to talk about, we delve into the struggle that people will have that week. Do you need me to check in? I have some people that every day they send me a little green mark. They might be dealing with anxiety, and there's some certain things I've given them to work on. And, have you done it today? Did you get your workout in? Did you max one? All the little things that don't seem to matter. Sometimes people just need that little check-in or have someone to hold them accountable. Yeah. And I'm willing to do that for anyone.
I call them heartbeat check. That's how I call them.
There you go.
Yeah, heartbeat check. They're beautiful, and people do need it even more now than ever. Yeah.
Yeah, you really do. You know what? I look at this, and this is a very hard time for a lot of people, and especially when it comes to mental health, and this we'll get into this, I'm sure, later in the conversation. But my own struggles with mental health, and then sort of my way to the top, and what I had to do and suffer through a lot of what I do with Vegas Flow and all of these things are just set up, and this mentoring and all the things I do, it's just set up so that people don't have to go through those things that I went through. All kinds of hacks when you go to the website. Yeah, that's it, right? It's there becomes a point where you look at things and it's, you're always chasing this status and money and titles and these things, but when you get there, it's pretty hollow. And I think that you realized, the thing that gives you the greatest feeling of happiness and that you're truly making a difference. It's service and it's community, and it's giving back and
it's more fulfilling, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
If speaking just about that in Vegas Flow, if you go on the website vagusflow.com, we are tied to the community, so it's a non-for-profit. So basically, what all of the things that we'll talk about through this podcast, this is just to give back. We're supporting mental health, fighting human trafficking, the oceans, all the beautiful things that we've got, and I think we've found a way that we could sell some really cool gear and some stuff that you would have rocked anyways. For instance, the Jiu-Jitsu shirt on there. Every time you buy that Jiu-Jitsu shirt, there is no profit made by this company. It pays the cost of the shirt, and then that money goes to pay for an underprivileged youth in Hamilton or at OTT or on at Matador. It will go and pay for an underprivileged youth to have a membership at that jiu-jitsu school, because I know how important martial arts is in somebody's life. And $140, $100 a month, whatever, that's not attainable for some people. But those happen to be the people that need it most. So all of these things, Vegas Flow is a community. It's a collective it's just getting started, but this is what it is. It's human optimization, and it's taking yourself to a higher level so that you are able to truly give back to people and show them the way, right? You can go to work.
I want to go back to before you go too far, with the morning routine, because there's a really cool video that you posted on your Instagram at Vegas Flow regarding your morning routine. So since we started talking about it, can we go a little bit more into that?
Yeah,
first you send on Sunday your accountability mirror that David Goggins will call, and then your team holds you accountable. And what happens then the next day? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, well, so every single day. Now this is every single day. So I will tell you, even before that happens on Sunday, I have a beautiful crew of other Flowstate friends, just beautiful human beings. Shout out to Lazar and Zoran and the whole gang, Bo, everybody, a bunch of jiu-jitsu guys, actually shouldn't even say jiu-jitsu guys, people from my office, a beautiful community of people. We all get together and meet at sunrise or slightly before sunrise, head out into the woods, doing a beautiful breath work session, some meditation. We'll go for a cold plunge, whatever it is that we're doing that day. That's the day. Sunday's the day, spiritual day, the breath work day, recharge, setting the goals, family time, all that stuff. And we get in, set those goals. Monday morning, every single morning, I've got a routine. I wake up, I do my rounds of breath work every single morning. It's so important. From there, I will get into, I'll go into a prayer visualization. One of the great things I do during the winter is use my SAD lamp, the seasonal affective disorder lamp. So I'll sit in front of that. There's a nice timing, 7 to 8 minutes, and that really gets me going. And from there, we'll get the workout in. So
sorry, how does your visualization and meditation look like? Walk us through it.
Okay, so the meditation changes day to day depending on what I want to do, right? So I can tell you if I know I've got a day where I've got to deal with somebody that triggers me, and maybe I have trouble with, or I know I've got a really tough meeting, or I've got to really show compassion and empathy that day at a higher level than I would normally, just because then I'm going to be doing some heart-centered meditation. It truly, like the breath work is all heart-centered, working on balancing the chakras and just visualizing. You can do a lot. You have a picture of your beautiful family, like beautiful wife, kids, you have a picture of them in your mind, and you got to feel that. And when you feel that warmth, that love, that everybody knows, that really incredible feeling, that excitement and happiness and true bliss, you can carry that into the day with you. So, you know, you're going to visualize that day. You're going to visualize, I'm going to walk right through that tough meeting, that person. I know I've got to, you know, I might be delivering some bad news, or I might be having a really hard discussion that day. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to walk myself. I see it right through. I can tell you, visualization every single morning. And the key to all of these things is every morning. So 7 days a week, I do the same thing. I don't sleep in on the weekend. I don't do any of these things. You know, the circadian rhythm, our body, we need structure, we need routine.
Yeah, we need it. So one of my favorite meditation, if I may, is the one from Mind Valley, Vishen Lakhiani. He has a 6-phase meditation. And the reason why I love this one, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but he has literally 6 phases where he will start by basically starting from a place of love, and then sharing that love to the world. And then he will go into the gratitude for things in your life, gratitude for things in your career, and gratitude for you personally, right? Because it's not just about everything else that's happening, but also, you know, realizing how the good things about you, right? Not constantly beating yourself up. Our mind will tend to go, right? So that's the next phase. And after that, he will go into forgiveness. And that part is beautiful, because there's always something, a situation, a person that you need to forgive. And sometimes it's from long ago, but for whatever reason, it popped into your mind.
Of course.
So that's the next phase. And then after that, you go into the future. So seeing yourself in the future, you know, whatever that looks like, your prosperous self. And once that's done, then you do like a blessing phase, you know, getting blessed from the universe. So those are the 6 phases. It's about 18 minutes meditation, but I find it beautiful because it targets really every single facet that, you know, you may need throughout the day. But I really like your meditation, which is very targeted, right?
Flo, can I just add to that, because you brought up gratitude, which is huge, and you know, every morning we post our gratitudes and share them with each other. I'm going to give everybody a beautiful hack right now, and something to reprogram your subconscious that I use, and it was beautiful. I just created it one day. I was working in the office on a Sunday, and I you know, it was empty, big building, 3 floors, there was nobody in there, so I had some time to myself, and I realized the importance of programming the subconscious mind, right? So if you understand this, every day we've got these messages coming in. Every day they're bombarding us, telling us what to buy, do this, do that, feel this, do all of these things, right? Then you've got the music, you've got the TV, and all of these things are going in. And it's programming. It's leaving a mark. It's leaving a mark in your subconscious. So I came up with this thing, and I invite anyone to try it. It's really incredible, and now I use it every day. So I sat down, pulled out a sheet of paper, and I just wrote everything in my life that I'm grateful for. And I'm telling you, once you start this in the right frame of mind, you'll have pages. So I had pages and pages and pages. Then what I did was I went over to my computer, found some beautiful Zen music, hit the YouTube Premium, no ads, boom, the music's playing in the background. Now what I've done is I set up my phone and just recorded a file. So just the simple recorder, turned it on. And then in my own voice, I slowly read to this beautiful music everything I'm grateful for in my life. It went on. It's 9 minutes and 18 seconds of just gratitude. Every morning at the end of, after the workout, after the ice cold shower, after all of those things that really get me ready for the day, in my car, wherever I am, the first thing I listen to is that my own voice programming my own mind about how lucky I am to be alive, how grateful I am for all the blessings and all the wonderful things in my life. Tell me how you can have a bad day. Tell me how you can bring a shitty energy to your office or wherever you're going when you've just quite literally spent an hour and a half or 2 hours getting fit, having a sweat, cold shower, the shot, the stuff, the visualization, setting that stuff up. And I can tell you this for a fact, before I guess I became the president of the company in January this year. And I promise you this, and I'm sharing this, and I know there's people from my office watching this, but this is the power of every single day for years. Every day I visualized what it would be like, the office, what my office would look like, this, that, all of these things, so much so that I actually could truly see it. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, nothing was going to stop that. Mm-hmm. Nothing would stop it. I'd already lived it. Mm-hmm. And the thing is it's not magic. And it's not some secret, and there's not, I do believe the energies and all these great frequencies, right? But what you're doing is you are programming yourself. Mm-hmm. And so all of the things you do throughout that day mm-hmm. are leading to what you visualized. Yeah. So if this is what's on your mind every morning when you start your morning with this great routine, you're going to put in the 14-hour day. You're mm-hmm. going to work the 80-hour week if you need to. You're going to do more, go above and beyond. And that's what's going to set you apart from all those other people chasing that job.
You're basically becoming unstoppable because you are so clear with the direction that you are going. And I will just add, you will have bad days, but because your morning routine is so structured, a challenging situation, or a bad situation that may happen will not bother you. You will be able, it's like you have a shield.
It will bother you less, for sure.
It will bounce back faster from you, right?
100%. And you're just not going to attract that energy. Like mm-hmm. It's a fact. And then I'm telling you this from coaching the sales and the different things I've done and speaking. All our lives are, right? Essentially, we're interacting with other human beings, right? We were trying to get what we need to get done. And this stuff is done before you even start the communication. Your energy's already hit them.
Yes.
And you can come in there with that energy that's frantic, that 7 cups of coffee, late for work, fight with your wife, show up, lose your keys, and you walk into that room, your energy's already there. And mm-hmm. it's bad. And nothing good is going to come from that. When you come in with this peaceful energy, and it's super positive, and it's very peaceful because you already know where you're going, what you're doing. You're on that mission. You know.
I want to talk about the intention then. This is exactly the perfect time. That's exactly what you're referring to. Having that, coming into a meeting with an intention, going into your day with an intention. People, I think, underestimate how that energy of good intention, or not only good intention, but intention for success, intention for collaboration, intention for communication, how that energy that we don't see actually gets out.
We are energy. Everything about us is energy. We are created, right? This is what we are. Everything is just energy. And you find those people. I'll tell you, because this is also a big part of this is a jiu-jitsu podcast. I will tell you the best energy ever that changed my life. I've never been with a person, and that was Renzo Gracie. Mm-hmm. And anybody on this podcast that knows and spent any time with Renzo, that's an energy that is just so beautiful because he has the ability to make a person or any person in that room feel like the most important person in that room. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, what a gorgeous way to live life, right? What a beautiful person. And then you see that. It's always a smile. It's always beautiful. And he's one of the baddest men on the planet. You know what I mean? He can hurt you.
And he can do it splits. He does yoga.
No, but it is. And that's cultivated, right? I think some people have that gift, and some people, they're just beautiful people, and other people pick up on it. Empaths will pick up on energy a little bit more, but you can cultivate that, and you kind of bring it, and people feel it. It's like those animals. You walk by somebody, the first thing in self-defense, right, is you kind of check out your surroundings, and you can feel, those people that, are going to be dangerous, or that time where you've got to check over your shoulder because, it was a vibe. That vibe is real, right? When you take that vibe and that positive vibe into sales, business meetings, interactions with friends, and if it's a beautiful vibe, you can't fake it. If it's a beautiful vibe and you started your day off with gratitude and love the people you're with, they will love you, right? And it's pretty special.
So tell us, how did you start your journey in Jiu-Jitsu, and is there someone special who had a profound impact on you and your understanding of the art?
Yeah, well, you know what? well, many, I won't get into that, many people, but I actually, funny enough, my cousin out in Australia, I think my aunt's probably watching this, shout out to Auntie Diane. My cousin was an Elvis Sinisic, he's Machado black belt in Australia, very early on, like we're talking, I think he had Elvis fought Tito in the UFC. I don't remember when that was, but like very early on, maybe like early 2000 or, you know, one of those old ones like UFC 32 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he was training under Elvis in Australia, and he came down. We got to go front row. I remember sitting with the New York Jets and all that stuff in New Jersey, watching Tito fight Elvis. So that was kind of, we always watched Prides and all that stuff. It was just a family. He went to Abu Dhabi and represented Canada, and the ADCC, represented Canada and ADCC. So that was probably my initial, you know, he's my older cousin. And then I've had just absolutely beautiful people take me on this long journey through jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, and you know, Master Silvio Bearing up in Brazil, Jesse Richardson. I started with Pat Cooligan in Ottawa years ago, probably 12, 13 years ago. And that was at Renzo Gracie School, which was when I got to see spent time with Hy and Gracie before I passed away. And Renzo Gracie would come to town. Just absolutely beautiful people. And now I'm out in Hamilton now. So I'm out with Samir, and the boys are in OTT, Ontario Top Team, are out here. Just absolutely beautiful people. In reality, honestly, in MAFA, shout out to MAFA too, and Professor Justin out there, and Crew G. There's just beautiful people within this community, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. And it's a huge part of my life. And
so, how has Jiu-Jitsu helped actually in your life? Do you have like specific example you can share?
Well, all of it. So Jiu-Jitsu and fighting and preparing and doing all of these things, you know, that builds the discipline. One of the things I didn't realize when I was younger in my prime was, get into camp, train, live a healthy lifestyle, eat healthy, make weight, do all those things. But it was for a period of X number of weeks, and then back to partying and doing all of the other things that have such negative effects on mental health. So of course, like everything, right? Youth is wasted on the young, and so now. I think now I look at jiu-jitsu as it's just such a beautiful art, connection. You've truly got to think and understand, and as a leader and as I like to mentor and teach and do the different. You come across these incredible teachers that you watch them, you learn their style. In the same way, there's a lot of life lessons on the mats. Right? You can't fake it. You can't bullshit. If you are what you are when you hit those mats, and that's truly a life lesson right there.
And stay humble.
That's it. Well, of course, right? That's a perfect one. So the dedication it takes, period. Anybody, like I am telling you, everybody that I know, some of my best friends in the world are jiu-jitsu guys, and they're just beautiful. Go to any jiu-jitsu school in the world, you're going to see criminals rolling beside police officers, rolling with judges, rolling with multimillionaires, rolling with the guys from the favela, and everyone is treated equal. In fact, the pecking order is based on lineage and level, but that is only based on dedication and time. Yeah. So you show me someone who does what we do, right? ACLs, blown, shoulder, rehabs, all the different things. It's hard on the body, and it's harder and harder as you get older. But you show me somebody, you show me that person, I'll show you a dangerous older man that has put time and dedication into something, and that's to be respected. And it really does. It humbles you. I can remember a funny story. I'll just tell this one. First time I rolled, I'd gone from Ottawa and came out, and this is maybe 10, 12 years ago, 11 years ago, met up with Jesse. And I remember the first time rolling with him, I just thought to myself, holy shit, I got to train with this guy. There's a certain feeling, and I still get that feeling from rolling with, everyone, Samir, Justin, Jesse, all of these guys, these top level guys that are, they're way further ahead in it. It's a feeling you're not going to do anything. And that's a beautiful feeling to me. you know, because it really truly lets you realize, you know, towards a regular person, you know, you give them a beating, but there's all levels to this, and it never ends. Jiu-jitsu, the education never ends. There's always someone better than you. There's, you know, and it will be humbling because there'll be a blue belt, a purple belt on the mat that's, you know, an absolute monster, and it will crush you. And then there's, you know, a small female purple belt that's choking out a 260-pound white belt. It's always humbling, and it's a great lesson in life, right? Because you're never done learning in life. If you show me someone who gets stagnant in the business world, no longer learns, no longer wants to keep up on, you know, if he's not reading, you're not reading and learning and getting better every day. Like my thing is 1% better every day. And if you're not doing that, you're falling behind. And people are, and those killers are moving up on you. So jiu-jitsu is truly just one of the most beautiful things. And not to mention, I need it in my life for my mental health. There is nothing better. And this is what truly why I need it. And this is why this is a very tough time for everybody. You know, you can have your depression, anxiety, the worries of life. But as soon as you step on those mats with those beautiful people, those smiling faces, that incredible atmosphere, and amazing teachers, you're working these things out, and you start rolling, and you get into that zone, and you're flowing.
I'm not sure about the smiling faces, David, on the mat, but
we smile when we get there. Right? We smile when we pop the head off, but no. But the thing is that you're not thinking about your day anymore. You're going back.
On the mat, it's survival.
You're back to basic instinct. So the same way that breath retention in Wim Hof allows you to enter your body and decompress and de-stress because you're out of here and into here. Right. Same thing happens when you're protecting your neck, and right, you don't have time to be worrying about that pill. Or
Wim Hof will say, die every day, once a day, because when you get into the cold, when you go into your cold shower or your cold bath or your bipolar deep, the only thing that your brain will think about is survival, right? Because there's no other way. So you have to be fully present. But back to the jiu-jitsu, what I wanted to say is knowledge is power. Agreed. And what I found is that the more you do it, the more you learn about the techniques. And when I am on the mat, it's a chess game where, you know, you try to trick your opponent no matter what color belt they are. And, you know, it's technique that will make you win. It's not whether you're big or small. And that's what I love about it. It's like, it doesn't matter the shape of your body. It's not about the shape of your body or how tall or small you are. It's about the technique, right? And that can only be learned with time.
I agree, Flo. That's true. But it's like this in life too, because I'm just gonna add one thing to your comment there. In a perfect world, jiu-jitsu mirrors life this way. The person who, you know, doesn't get up, eats crappy food, you know, watches TV nonstop, has no goals in life, and does these things, that's a guy who just sort of, you know, gets onto the mats, right? Then there's somebody, any size, any athletic ability, and that person that's studying jiu-jitsu is that person that's starting to implement those things in their life, right? And so they're starting to read more, they're picking up their first book, they're doing this and that, and then when you get to that top, then in jiu-jitsu, it does matter. You know, health matters, right? So it's just like in life. So, you know what, I might be the best. I've seen guys out there that are the best salesmen, they're the best leaders, they're the best this, right? But they're overweight, or, you know, they drink too much, or they're unhealthy. You can only get to this level, right? And that's the same as the jiu-jitsu black belt that, you know, is overweight and does this and does that, doesn't do anything much else. Then there's that next level. And that's the level that we should all be chasing in life anyways, right? Then that's the guy who's doing the strength and conditioning. He's going to do, that was Samir, he's doing at OTT, he's doing cars, and they're doing the functional range stuff, and they're working on their bodies, and they're testing their limits. And there's levels to everything in life. And I think if you get with the right people, you get with the right team, and this goes for work or jiu-jitsu, and you've got the right mentors, the right leaders, the right teachers, and you work hard at it every day, right? You're getting up and doing the road work and the kettlebell swings for the grip strength. you're going to beat that average guy. You're going to beat that average guy in jiu-jitsu too. So jiu-jitsu just mirrors life, right? It really does.
How do you nourish your body to stay at peak performance in your life and on the mat?
You know what? Well, there's a whole bunch of things, and there's people far superior to me when it comes to diet. I know what's worked for me. I know what's worked. I know that the fats, the proteins, the no sugar, those fast burning shitty carbs, no processed food. That's prime, right? Get your veggies and all those things. That's when you work the best. I also know that in people's lifestyle, you've got to also have a little bit of flexibility. These are all choices. Part of the mantra for vagusflow is eat like a yogi, move like an animal, lead with love, and live in the flow state. That's our tagline. And a lot of people think that eat like a yogi is vegetarian or vegan, or that's not what it is, and that's not what I had been implying with the tagline for the company. Eating like a yogi to me is eating consciously. Mm-hmm. So, I'm a big proponent on fasting, right? Every Sunday I have my last meal at dinner, and then I won't eat again until Tuesday dinner. I've got some guys at work right now. We're doing 72s and all kinds of different stuff. Fasting is the beautiful part of eating like a yogi, eating consciously. Mm-hmm. You know what makes you feel good, and you know what makes you feel bad. Some people are okay with gluten, other people aren't. Dairy, whatever it is. I'll tell you right now, nobody's okay with sugar. That's a poison that's killing everybody, and if you cut that out, you're in a much better place, period, in life.
However, it is easier said than done, because the human brain is conditioned to go for sugar, especially in winter, because 100,000 years ago we were hunting for sugar, for fruits and everything in the summer.
I don't know. I want to argue with you on that one. I don't know how much. I think that we definitely want more calories in the winter. It's darker. I think that we've trained ourselves because they hide sugar in everything. I think that they've definitely done a great job of doing that, starting at a young age, absolutely cooking kids on it. But I think if you eat the proper healthy fats and a lot of it, and you're eating your meat and the different things, whatever you want to do depending on your diet, but I think that can satiate in a great way. And I'll tell you, you definitely got to kick it. It's like any drug, right? It's like caffeine. It's caffeine, cocaine, and sugar are pretty much the same thing. If somebody's using any drug for a lifetime, in most cases for people when it comes to sugar, it's going to be a kick. But I'll tell you get past the month 1, month 2, all of a sudden, that feeling, like I can tell you, a couple months, 3 months not on sugar, the weight will fall off of you. You're going to feel incredible. The inflammation is going to go down. Mm-hmm. And when you do eat something that's like that, all of a sudden you feel the true effects. It's like anything you get used to. We're humans. We adapt to anything. You eat like junk, you can pretty much function and you'll live, at least 65 years eating like, just trash. Mm-hmm. But once you start fine tuning that body, which goes back to the eat like a yogi, eat for yourself, eat the way you want to eat, space meals, do all those things. Yeah. You're going to eat that chocolate bar and you're going to feel terrible. You're going to sleep poorly. You're going to feel heart palpitations in some cases, right? So I think that we know what we should be eating, and I think it's easier said than done. I'm the first one. I love crushing terrible food sometimes, and a lot of it has to do with like being an emotional eater. People eat for.
Do you have any cheat day?
Oh man, come on! I've had cheat months and cheat years. No, I'm telling you, I'm not perfect. I look at so many great people, and that's the thing. You're constantly tweaking, and maybe I'm not chasing perfect anymore, right? I used to cut weight in an absolutely terrible way. I treated my body poorly, and I remember in Russia, 19.6 pounds of water I cut in 6 hours. Did I have to almost kill myself in a bathtub and sauna suit skipping in St. Petersburg, Russia? No, but youth and idiocy and enjoying and overindulging led me to have to do something very unhealthy to make weight. I think that you can do a lot. You can make tweaks, you can get better. As long as you're getting better every day, nobody's asking for perfection. We're just looking to feel healthier, be faster, fitter, smarter, quicker. You just got to be better than the next guy, right? And then better than yourself yesterday.
That's right.
That's it.
So tell us, how was vagusflow born? What was the idea that made this all happen?
So basically, Vegas, my thing is, and I've shared this, and I don't know if people follow me on LinkedIn. I had one of the top trending posts about a month or two ago where, the vulnerability and the transparency is just in me. And, I've suffered from mental illness, severe depression, and major issues that have affected my life. Like I lost a year of school, not even out of bed. Like this has affected my life. And so I basically treat myself as the experiment and have tweaked and found the way. And it was not without years and years of losing life, miserable, very, very, very hard times. So I understand that. And that's why I'm a huge proponent. That's why vagusflow was created. So the vagal nerve, it resets. You can reset it. There's all kinds of things that we'll share with you on the website, but it's a huge driver. And so,
and just quickly for the viewers who want to know about the vagus nerve, I know Wim Hof talks about it a lot, and the vagus nerve is not something that can be manipulated easily, but through breath work, what scientists have found is that the vagus nerve will actually change. And that's why it's proven that breath work and ice exposure or cold exposure and ice bath is so powerful, because you can change your negative emotional states, anxiety, depression, into a much happier place, and even more as you practice that on a regular basis. So I don't know if you want to add anything.
100%. Since we're talking about it, just because of the origin of the name, I can show you laying down. So you guys can try this. You have a very, very stressful day, and you get home from work, and you know that you're just kind of vibrating. You just feel terrible. You can reset your vagal nerve, putting your hands back behind your head, laying down, and then picking a spot in the room as far as your eye can reach till you feel that pressure, staring there and breathing in. Just breathe calmly while staring off at that space. First the right side, then you're going to notice you'll either sigh or your breath will change. When that happens, switch to the other far side. Find a spot in the room and push your eyes that way. Start to breathe. This will reset your vagal nerve. I'm telling you, if you guys try this, you all of a sudden, boom, stress levels down. You feel incredible. You feel that relaxed, beautiful state that you want to be in, right? That's where you want to operate in. You don't want to operate in that stress state, that cortisol.
So how long do you breathe for one eye? And
it's going to change. So 30, 60 seconds, I think, would probably be a good idea. But the key is to notice. You'll cry. You'll yawn. You'll notice. You'll feel the nerve. You'll feel it reset. So that's just a little tweak I wanted to share with you guys. For that, and then the flow state is what we're chasing. And that flow state to me is just that beautiful space, that space of love, that space of calm and peace, and that space where you're operating, your human optimization. You're operating at the highest level. So it's that perfect role. It's that perfect fight. It's that, you see things coming. Things are in slow motion. You have a big presentation. One of those days where everything goes right. That presentation, it was destroyed. You destroyed it before you walked in the door. That's the flow state, that sale, that connection with people.
So how do you access it? That's the most challenging part. Access it, and once you access it, how do you get back to it? If you can share, maybe some tips.
All of those things, I believe, you'll know when you're in it, but all of those things, so it's what you do every day. Right. And so it's that breath work. So I can use myself as an example just for a day in my life when it comes to at the office. Right. There's days where I'm working 14 hours. But what I do is any space in that calendar, I'm telling you, I'm pulling people in to my office from down the hall. We're rocking meditation. We're doing 20, 30-minute meditation sessions with shout out to Mel, my EA. We will be rocking, we'll do Wim Hof. We'll do 5 rounds of Wim Hof, just bang, midday. Getting out. I went out yesterday. I had 45 minutes in between meetings. Boom, walking meditation. All by myself, noise canceling headphones, just crushed it out. Those things are what's going to keep you in balance. And then doing all of those perfect things like eating properly, moving your body, all of those things. the flow, you'll just become in the flow state because one, you've got to do whatever you choose to do. So whatever your lot in life is, if it's, running a company, doing this, selling that, whatever it is you do.
Okay, so let me interrupt you. For people who have a hard time focusing their thoughts, and there's a lot of going on because of the COVID, there's a lot of fear. How could they, based on your experience with being in depression and having dealt with so much anxiety, what advice do you have for them to slow those thoughts so that they can reach that flow state?
Okay, so let me tell you, I'll start off by telling you, change the way you're looking at things. This lockdown right now, you might feel like you're in jail, right? There's people that would go to jail, come back, shittier, better criminals than they went into jail. And there's people that go into jail and they choose to spend that time locked down, reading books, doing bodyweight calisthenics, getting big, hitting the law library, getting degrees, doing this. Just an example. Like, Jill's probably not the best of
You make me think about Nelson Mandela.
Sorry?
You're making me think about Nelson Mandela.
Right, exactly.
Because that's exactly what he done when he was in jail.
This is a lockdown, okay? First of all, get the fear out of your mind. I'm not even going to go here because it's going to start a whole bunch of things. But, so listen, get the fear out of your mind. Look around at the people you spend your time with, okay? Don't watch the news. Turn the news off. No one needs to see bodies, this, that, filled up ERs and all of these things. Even if it is true or it isn't true, you don't need it. There's not a good message on that thing. Throw that TV in the garbage. Look around at your neighbors. Look around at your circle. Because your circle should have a bunch of people. Your friends should do what my friends do. These beautiful people come and give me books. This book, I'm reading beautiful books right now. Two of my great jiu-jitsu friends and beautiful friends, Boyan and Lazar, everybody, all of these guys, they drop off books. Hey, you should read this. Those are the people you want to be around. You want to be around these positive people.
What's the book that you're reading right now?
Siddhartha is one that Lazar got me. Also, Opening the Closed Guard, which is a really beautiful book. I'm always reading a few books, right? I want to read the spiritual book. Now I'm reading about some jiu-jitsu, the Opening the Closed Guard. Beautiful Christmas present from a great friend of mine. And also actually my wife, but I had 2 copies. That's how beautiful the people in my life are. I get 2 copies of a really tough book to find.
Oh, that's a sign. You better read that book. I think there's something for you in it.
I love the people in my life. No, but that's your circle. So turn the TV off, get outside, spend time in a circle of people that are motivating you and getting better. Okay, you've got some options, right? You got some time at home. You want to choose to have your time eating processed food, sitting on the couch, watching the news for hours on end about how the world is ending and this and that, or you want to take back control, and that is, cut down the coffee, cut down the crap, eat better, move your body, get outside. Get outside. You want to get into a better headspace. Wake up early, because first of all, you should be waking up. You should be sleeping. Latest you wake up in the day is 6 a.m. You should be getting up earlier than that, or 6 a.m. at the latest. You should be getting in bed, and you should be shutting her down at 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock to get that full, proper recovery sleep. Get up.
And also, the glasses, right? The night glasses at night?
They block that blue light. But you want to get outside, and trust me, if you go and walk around, make that your thing. Maybe you're not physically active and you've just, you've let it go. Just go outside to the beautiful trails. If you live up here where we are, Burlington, Hamilton, Oakville, my God, like 200 waterfalls in Hamilton. Get outside and experience that, and experience it with other beautiful people that are doing positive things in their life. Get up and see the sunrise. Go watch the sunrise every day. Don't watch that TV. There's nothing on there for you. There's nothing on there for you that's not going to scare you. That's not purposely put there to, for whatever it is. There's an agenda with everything, right? There's nothing they have to offer you. The world's not so bad. Go and talk to the people that are around you. Beautiful friends, beautiful human beings, bettering themselves, and make those plans, set those goals. You want to get in the flow state. You want to battle depression. You battle it with those things, by getting up, doing the breath work, the prayer. And the prayer doesn't have to be, it can be the universe, it could be God, it could be the God you're understanding. It can just be talking to yourself. You are God. We're all God, right? We're all these beautiful, beautiful beings. And that we're just meant to love each other and and kind of, just do this stuff. Make those little changes, make those little tweaks. Don't drink 50 coffees a day if you suffer from anxiety. It's a lot of common sense stuff that if done right, drink more water. Drink 80, 100 ounces of water in a day. Take it a step further. Get a Conscious Water. Shout out to Conscious Water. Amazing people that make the Berkey water filter. Takes the fluoride out, so you don't have your pineal gland calcified over and all the terrible things the fluoride does to your body, right? Just make those changes. And if you're making little changes, make a change a week. All right, you know what? I'm shutting the TV off. I'm only watching half an hour TV. I'm going to pick up a book and start reading. And I get out in nature 3 times this week. Take your kid.
All right. So we are January 13.
Yeah.
If we have 4 weeks, what are the four things that someone could do? So if you had to give them one thing per week over the next 4 weeks.
One thing per week over the next 4 weeks. First things first, start the breath work. So first thing you're going to do week 1 is you're going to go, and a really easy way of doing it, and I actually love doing it. I don't really need it, but I use it to track myself. So the Wim Hof, go download the Wim Hof app. It's $47 for the year. Go download that and follow it, okay? And you're going to work on that. You're going to get up to 3 minutes or however long, your retention, keep working it up. The reason why I love it is I actually use that app. It's got a calendar on it. So it will show you the little black dots for every day. I use that as, did I do my visualization, my breath work, my this, my that? That's my morning routine. The day doesn't start until I got that little black dot on that screen. So that's your week 1. Week 2, find somebody that reach out to us. I could put you on to Coach Lazar or some of the great people, Samir, put you on Train with Alan on Instagram, some of my boys from ever. There are some great people out there. They have a ton of content.
Right?
Yep. So the training. Get a training regimen. So you got your breath work, you got your training. Next, change the diet. Kick sugar out of your diet week 3. Don't eat sugar anymore. If you need to transition it, then you can switch to more keto treats. If you got to eat some bad food, Quest chips, the different things like that. There's a lot of stuff out there where you can still seem to enjoy a snack but not do it. So that would be that. And then and 4, I don't know the order you want to do it in, but 4 is the goals. Set some goals and hold yourself accountable to them. Share them with your peer group, but have goals for the week, have goals for the day. You know what? Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying this. Go to vagusflow.com and download the workbook, and it's free, and that's why we put it up there. And it's a map, 120 days. If you download that workbook, we'll shoot it out to you. We have full online support for coaching. You can sign up for the coaching stuff. Actually, scrap all that and just download the workbook. If you follow that stuff, you're putting your gratitude down, you're putting your goals down, your mental goals, and you're holding yourself accountable. And then within the community, everyone else will do the same.
I love it. And you have some great news to share about your website too.
Yes, I do. So guys, everybody that's on here, this was really the launch, and I just want to shout out my vagusflow team because they did an incredible job getting things up and online before this awesome podcast. Thank you again for having me on. So just to let everybody know, when you go on that website, one of the things I was very excited about is, and this is all about giving back to the community. So we've got the coaching on there. Obviously speaking, there's going to be a book out. We've got a free workbook that everybody can download for nothing, no strings attached. We don't want to sell you anything. That's the point of this. We're not selling anything. I've been blessed and worked hard that I'm in a position now where my one career allows me to not have to profit off of a second business. So this business is 100% non-for-profit. And the way that it's set up is right now we'll see if you go on the website, there's a whole line, a new clothing drop. So beautiful tees, t-shirts, shorts, training stuff, nutraceuticals. So I'll just give you a quick breakdown of how it works. So you'll see the shirts on there. There's one with the green logo. Well, the green is the color of mental health. So it's the Vagusflow logo in green in a theta wave, right? We're chasing theta waves. That's what we're doing constantly with our breath work and our meditation. And
so the color of the
mental health awareness.
Chakra.
Yep. So every single dollar that we make off that shirt goes to CAMH, the mental health organization down in Toronto. Every dollar. We're not making a cent. The shipping and the creation of the clothing Every cent after that goes there. We've got a beautiful line. You'll see a black dress shirt on there, kind of for COVID, right, where we can dress down a little bit, but you still want to have the collared shirt. It's got the vagusflow logo with the heart. That fully supports, and you'll see that all the charities listed on the website. That's to end human trafficking. So it's a beautiful website, and every dollar you spend there the dollar goes right from there to there. No profit made. You'll see Jiu-Jitsu changed my life. Beautiful t-shirt. I actually made it for my school years and years back, and it flew off the shelf. So we've relaunched it, the vagusflow brand, and every dollar from that shirt goes to putting in a youth in Hamilton or Vaughan into one of these great jiu-jitsu schools I talked about tonight. So we will pay for the membership. So anybody, there's a certain threshold, obviously, with family income, and the people who can't afford martial arts that truly need it, we will be paying for their martial arts. So there'll be the check going directly to whichever jiu-jitsu school it is, OTT, Matador, wherever it is, and we will be paying for those memberships. And the goal is, we want to have 10, 15, 20 new students in these schools that would not have the opportunity to do that. And then finally is Four Oceans. So you'll see the vagusflow Surf Co. And obviously, near and dear, the water. You look at those oceans, they're going and they're cleaning kilometers of plastic out of the oceans. So every time you buy one of the Surf Co. and with the Theta Wave, Chasing Theta Wave shirts, there's a couple of them on there, that goes to the Four Oceans. Non-for-profit, will be fully registered. We're going to show the tracking, and that's going to be the fun part about it. I want the community to be engaged. So I want to have the tracking bar. I want to have, okay, look, we've got 5 students over at OTT. We've got 6 students in Vaughan going here. We want to follow those stories, man, because that's what it's all about. This whole website, it's a collective, right? Like I was saying to you, we'll have your beautiful yoga. So some of the nicest yoga I've ever done in my life was taught by you, Flo. You're an incredible teacher. You're an absolutely amazing at the Silvio Bearing camp in Port Elgin, and just beautiful. So we'd like some stuff from you, some videos. I'm
actually building my website right now, and I'm so excited. Yeah. So
your website, when you get that, we will be blasting that. I want this to be a community of people, and I want our footprint to be 100% just service and community. This is going to blow up. If you look at the clothing, we're going to give you sick clothing for supporting a beautiful charity in your community and in your area, in these areas that are near and dear to my heart. You're getting, just think of it like that. You're not buying a shirt. You would have bought the shirt anyways. That's my point. You would have bought the sick jiu-jitsu shirt anyway, but now you get to buy a sick jiu-jitsu shirt and put somebody in and change their life with the changing power.
Great feeling, right? Cool. In order to actually wear the clothes.
That's it. You'll love it. The stuff's sick. And I'll tell you 2 other things that you're going to see on the site, and that's a nutraceutical line. So there's a human optimization pack, 1-a-day packs, so you get them for the month. And there's also a fight anxiety and depression pack. So these are formulated. One of the things that I found, actually a sponsorship, I have a sponsorship with Popeyes just from jiu-jitsu and fighting. And so I know what the actual true cost of supplements are. And that always bothered me because I'm telling you, Popeyes is awesome and everyone, GNC, they're all great companies, but the manufacturers, there's a huge markup. We're talking 10 times markup. So these pills are sourced, they're ethically sourced, they're going to be beautiful. The price point is going to be half the price point of a regular, and then all the profits are going to be going to those charities I'd mentioned. And these packs are going to have like ashwagandha and the different herbs that you need to take to fight anxiety and depression. So basically what I did is I created exactly what I take every single day, right? My heavy magnesium, my 6,000 IUs of vitamin D, my ashwagandha multiple times a day, all of these different things. St. John's wort. This is great stuff. And we make it in a pack. And then we make that pack affordable. And then the money we make on that pack, we give to the charities that help in mental health. Like, this is what I'm pumped about, man. I love what I do for a living, and I love, but I'm pumped. I love my board sports. I love my jiu-jitsu. But first and foremost, I want to do cool stuff with cool people, change people's lives, and this community is building. I'm blessed. The right people are put in your life at the right time, So I'm constantly inspired every single day by some of the people I mentioned earlier in the podcast, by people like yourself. Flo, you take this. I just want to take this chance to shout you out. You take the time. You put this stuff together. You work a job. You've got a practice. You've got your life. But I've trained yoga under you before, and you can't fake passion. You can't fake love for what you do. Just like the beautiful the people that I train with and I learn from, great teachers and passionate people. That's what I want to surround myself with. And I want to package it in a nice package and then give it to all the people that just can't find it. And, you always have those people come up to you like, oh, how do you think I can do this? How do you think I can do that? Or, what should I do?
You know what I've read this morning? So I'm subscribed to a website. I'll have to share it in the notes. But anyway.
Vagusflow.com?
No, it's messages from the universe. And this morning, the message was, let me remind you, Florence, and the one thing that matters the most every single day is to remind yourself how much you are loved. Signed, the universe.
Yes, and you are loved. And honestly, Flo, thank you for that.
We're all loved.
Yeah,
we just have to remind ourselves, right? And we are loved by greater power. It's not just being loved by friends and your surrounding. There is love out there. We just need to open our eyes a little bit more. We
are made of love, right? And you do find that when you come in that space and you come from that space of love, everybody, that's all we want, right? Everybody first wants to be loved. The biggest asshole you ever meet to the nice, we all want the same thing. We want security, we want love, we want to be heard, we want to be seen, this is what we want. And if we can help give that, and you do that with this podcast and you taking your time out of your day, to share different stories with people, and then the beautiful yoga you share. Thank you, Flo. You're a beautiful person. Thank you
for your time. So let me ask you now, thinking back about all you have, accomplished for vagusflow, is there one thing or maybe a few things that come to mind that you wish you knew when you started?
Wish I knew when I started. You know what? I could tell you 100 things I wish I knew when I started jiu-jitsu. I wish I knew when I started my career, my other career in running that brokerage. I'm telling you, I learn things every day.
3 things that you wish you knew back then and that are making a difference in your life.
Okay. One would be, I wish I knew how to properly breathe. That's a huge one. I wish I knew that I could come home at the end of a stressful day and do 5 breath sessions, 5, maybe 15 minutes, and have the same effects as if someone who comes home and has 5 beers. And that's a powerful thing. So I wish I knew that. I wish I knew the power, that's sort of inside you once you start living, that truth and that passion. So I wish I found, I guess, I don't wish I found it earlier, because you needed one thing to find another, right? I needed to be in a position in the hard work, but I think I wish I knew that, money doesn't make you happy.
Yep.
It doesn't. And I wish I knew that it's okay to outgrow, and this is a good one. It's okay to outgrow that circle that you're in. It's okay. You might have been with people, you grew up with, or 20 years ago. It's okay to outgrow somebody. It's okay to take a different path. You can love them, you can wish them the best, but it's okay. I think sometimes people see, and I've got a lot of long-time, 20-year friends and beautiful people, Sharon Erics and Tojis of the world, long-time friends, right? But, I probably kept other people around too long. And it's, there's almost this badge of honor. I've known this guy 30 years. If you've known, and I don't want to say anything mean to people, but if your circle consists of the same people you've known for 30 years and there's nothing new in it and nobody's moved on, they're probably, unless it's an incredible miracle that all of you are growing at the exact same pace, you want to find new people, you want to meet new people, build that circle, grow that circle. So I wish I knew that. Don't be caged by sort of, you think you have your own limitations or your value is here and these are the people, this is your little square. Your value is immense. There's gorgeous, beautiful, amazing human beings with beautiful energies all over this world.
So how do you walk through that process of letting that circle that you know you need to outgrow because this is not a place for you, and them wanting to hang on you, and you know this is no longer good, you need to go your own path? How do you walk that process without feeling any guilt or you know, sadness or you know?
Well, you've got to learn. I think that, and this is easier said than done. And I'm just telling you all these things from experience, not because I was this guru that had it figured out. I think at the beginning, you just cut people off, right? But I think, and that's when you're making your decision that you're going to go this way in life or you're going to do this. But I think that if you are truly living this lifestyle I've talked about, this human optimization lifestyle, this you know, everyday 1% better lifestyle, the universe will do it for you. Because those people can't stand. They may push, they may fight it, they may talk some shit. And, oh, you know, I think you're this, I think you're that. Now, great, beautiful. Yeah, I do think that. You know, and I think let that happen. Those people will eventually not feel comfortable in your new circle, anyways, because your new circles, you don't have to worry about it because you won't see them because your new circle's meeting in a parking lot at you know, Albion Falls at 5:45 in the morning to go hike through and do some breath work and meditation in a beautiful waterfall. So that should take care of itself. But just know your worth. And imagine the greatest version of yourself, and then work every single day to hit that version. And then when you hit that version, imagine another one.
I love it. So tell us about your first experience with ice bath and cold exposure.
Yeah, you know what? We went out to Woodstock. Nicole and I went out to Woodstock. I don't know if it was 2 years ago, whenever it was, but we went out and we actually learned, right? We went and did a course. So it was like, this was like the legit. So it was, I think, about 4 straight hours of breath work to the point where it was just ridiculous. Seeing the colors and the auras and the people of like, wild. What an experience. Then from there, out in shorts in February, just shorts, out for an hour or more, you know, doing the horse stance and that movement. And then bam, into that ice bath for 3 minutes. And it was life-changing. It was, that feeling. I know you know that feeling. Anybody that follows you online knows it. And then it just becomes a part of life, right? And so that
my first experience, I thought that my eyes will just come out. Yeah. I just had that feeling, oh my God.
But then the proof falls on you, right? Because at the end of the day, get out of here and into here is the key. And I'll tell you that breath work is some of the hardest time in my life I've gotten through with this stuff. So, and that goes back to your point earlier. If this is a hard time for a lot of people, and it's only going to be as hard as you allow it to be, right? I will also want to make one point. Go support the jiu-jitsu schools that you guys, and anything you do, the hot yoga or whatever it is that you did before this, if you are able to, keep supporting that stuff because, not everyone can. I know if you've lost your job, obviously you can't, but we don't want these things, people forget, you cancel memberships, you do this, you do that. What do you think happens when we get back out of this? There's no more schools. Or, we've seen some OGs and some beautiful people have to shut down shop this year. And it's heartbreaking. And I think, it brings a tear to your eye.
Family's own business, right?
It is. Yeah. So, but no, this is it. You've got to, guys, you make that choice and you do these things and take this extra time. You're not traveling to work anymore, right? So take that extra half an hour or hour you would have spent in the car both ways. That's your workout time. That's your breath work time. That's your visualization time. There's no excuse. And if you do those things, everything gets easier. It's easier to deal with the kids. It's easier to deal with the online and do that stuff. And, take this opportunity as a reset. Everybody waits till January and, half the people that wait till January are probably already off the resolution. We don't have, I made this point to my people at work, we don't have resolutions. We live this lifestyle every single day. We make tweaks. We accomplish this, we knock it off the list, we add that. And it's fun and it's exciting. And you share that with beautiful people in a community like we have at vagusflow and communities at these jiu-jitsu schools and yoga studios. Man, find the right people give them a hug, tell them you love them, and crush some amazing goals with these people. And then that's what makes a great life. Get your family involved in it. Everything gets better.
So I want to circle back onto the experience you had with depression, anxiety. When you are in it, you are in a lot of pain, and there seems to be no end to it. There seems to be no exit. Can you share some strategies? How did you overcome that? Or for people who are still struggling, emotionally with relationship, and that pain just seems so hard. What advice do you have to go through the pain, embracing it, so that it doesn't seem to be creeping up forever?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you now, this is obviously myself. So this is what I've done, and these are the keys that I've learned are so important. And then we'll eventually get to a place where you can start, battling and beating it. So first things first is you're in that dark spot, and it usually will creep up on you, especially if it's chemical, if it's any of these things. So one of the keys is, and you'll get better at this. So I used to be on 5 different medications. I'm on 0 medications now through all the lifestyle changes. But I'll tell you this, you'll start to see it creep up. If you've got a fantastic partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, family member, brother, sister, that are truly living this with you and going through this life with you, they're going to notice. They're going to notice these tweaks, right? So they're going to notice the change. So, and you'll start to notice it. So once you start going down there, the key is you've got to catch yourself. Yeah. And the best way to catch yourself, and we'll go back to this, is get outside, go run, go. You need to crush a workout right now. You need ice cold shower, breath work. You need to catch it, because the further down you get, the harder it is to climb back up. Then once you're doing that, you're going to know, once you've been able to do that, that's my only thing to do. You've got to tackle this head on. So for me, it's going to jiu-jitsu, 100%, because, and that's why I want to put more people in jiu-jitsu, more people in Muay Thai, more people in boxing, because, going down in your basement or doing something like that, or a home gym, or going for a run, it's very easy to not do that, right? Or start off and just say, go home.
However, right now, it's really challenging. You don't have really access to gyms and things like that.
We're talking just pandemic, then you've got to have the accountability. So I'm just saying, for myself, it is when jiu-jitsu's on, I go to jiu-jitsu, I will literally be in the worst place, and I will walk out of there sweaty.
How do you walk us through your mindset? What do you tell your mind so that you can actually get yourself out of bed, because you are in that deep place of pain?
You need support. So you need support. So this is the thing where it's very hard to do alone. My heart goes out to anybody that is. And if you are, and you're on this podcast, it means you're probably someone that one of us knows. Reach out to me, and I'll be that person for you. But you need somebody. Or to flow. But you need that accountability. So someone's going to know when you're not showing up. I reach out all the time to friends and people that I love and the people in my life, always, and asking them how they're doing. But you need somebody to motivate you and get you to do that. So whether that's a person that, I have some people that send me just a green check mark every day. Okay, I did my workout, I did my this, I did my that. Other people, you've got to have that involvement. And when you've got that circle around you, and it starts, I guess, with honesty. Because I will tell you this, and the whole world knows about my challenges with mental health, and people thought that was this crazy ballsy move, for somebody as a president of a company to share in their business network, hey guys, this is what happened, man. This is how I fought it, and this is what I'm doing. And I'm telling you, it trended #1 in LinkedIn in Canada, and I had people reaching out, and now I'm helping a bunch more people. So share it, let people know. And at least you need a couple people to know, so that they can catch you when you stop coming out, or you're not showing up, or you're not answering that phone. Let them help you. Then you got to get off your ass and you got to do something. You got to get moving. So that'll be a run now. That'll be, hey buddy, some guy, hey Aaron, come out with me. Let's go for a walk. Have that buddy. Let them know, almost like a system. If you don't hear from me, I'm not coming out. I got to come out. It takes some help for sure. Especially in this day and age. And then you got to get moving. But what I'll tell you is when you'll get out of that, but that's just a quick fix, right? That's just to get you out of it now. You've got to make the lifestyle changes so that they become less and less. And that's what I noticed, to the point now where, and I won't lie, just the other day, Like 2 days ago, I started feeling it, right? I started, the coach's like, oh, your dad, like, why are you acting like this? She can tell when it's coming on. So, but quickly I snap out of it, right? Bang, get the breath work. This morning I was up, side lamp. So seasonal depressive disorder, a lot of people, just because it's gray, you're going to start coming down. So get a lamp, do that, make the moves and do those things. But you're going to start to notice what your triggers are and the things that will come. And then you've got to make those lifestyle changes. It's very hard to fall into that depression. Like, obviously there's going to be things that are going to trigger it. You have somebody passes away in your family or something like that. It's okay to be sad sometimes. There's a difference between something shitty happening to you, you going through the proper amount of emotion for it, and then coming back and bouncing back, to a chemical thing like the anxiety or the depression where it just hits you. And
is there any podcast that help you more than others that you could suggest?
You know what? I really think I don't find podcasts and those things. I find those are great for educational purposes and learning, right? But there's no better space than music. So throw those headphones in, put something upbeat. I remember my mom telling me this, and I think she's probably watching me on here. She loves me. I remember my mom telling me, I think it's a Tom Petty album, with Free Falling on it. There's actually a study done, and that's the happiest album ever created. That they just did a study, and that can like remove people from depression. But anybody who's got their own choice of music, put the music in and move your body. Yeah. Those two things, sweat and music. And then what you've got to do is, once you've done that, that's gotten you bumped out of that state. Then you've got to do what everybody doesn't want to do when they're depressed, anxious, feeling that way. You've got to get out amongst the people. And I will tell you the people that I'm blessed because I've got beautiful human beings that I work with, and I'll go to the office or out somewhere in the office, because it's usually I'll be suffering there and I've got to go to work, right? There's no way around it. Get with those people. So you work with 120 people, probably 5 or 6 of them are funny as hell. And you crack jokes, and it's beautiful. I bring them around me, get them in, call everybody in my office, and we just have some laughs. That can be enough sometimes. That and a workout, some good music. But you've got to find out what makes you happy. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be watching TV. It's not sleeping in. It's not, get up, shower, get dressed, feel good, look good, smell good, work out, get around great people. And then all the other things we talked about, the healthy diet, right? You're not going to battle mental health eating like shit. Like those things, sugar, the ups, the downs. You talk about anxiety. These people drinking. I used to drink 3 Grande Americanos or Venti Americanos. 3 Venti Americanos a day or 4. That's like 16 shots of espresso. And I wonder why I'm bugging out at work and feeling these things.
How much sugar do you put in it?
Yeah, you make these tweaks, but all of those things. We're putting something out. There's some great people that I work with, like Samir, and that are doing these great diet things, and I'll send links to that. And all the people. This is the thing about vagusflow. There is no one person. I don't imagine myself right now. I'm this community and I'm the face because I'm doing these things, right? And they're speaking in book. There's a book. I'm having a book come out and different things like that. But I plan on this thing being everyone. The collabs that we're doing with the clothing, it's going to be other brands supporting what we're doing. Other great people. We know so many people. I've been blessed enough to know so many people that are experts in their fields and gurus and mentors. And I just want to put that all somewhere and then let everyone else use it for free. And share it and do this stuff. And so do that. Go follow 120 Days to a Flow State. Everything in that manual is to help you live this life where you don't, and I'm never going to tell anyone they don't need medication, because that's wrong. You'll know your own way and figure out and get off things with your doctors properly and professionally. But man, life is beautiful when you're doing all of the right things. And it's harder work than it is wallowing, eating shitty food for dopamine spikes, just small dopamine spikes, and then you go right back down, or caffeine or sugar or drugs or alcohol, any of those things, and none of those things. There's no drugs, no alcohol, healthy food, exercise, beautiful people around you, laughter, some passions, things you love, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, all of those things, man, You're better off than 99% of the world, and you will probably be happy for it. And if you still have a hard time, reach out to someone like me, someone like Flo, somebody that loves you. We all love you. Reach out to somebody, man. Call somebody. We'll come. Yeah.
Your new book is coming in June?
Yes. Yep. Yes. June. You know what? That's another thing, because I could have just said, I think June, maybe August, because it's hard to write, and I'm shout out to Jim Williams, helping me with that book. I need, June. Yeah, June, because that gave me that goal and that gave me that timeline. But that's when the hell it's coming out. And if I have to write a little later into the night, that's what I plan on doing. So yeah.
And what is it about?
It's just about that journey. It's about, I was very, very good at my career and suffering from these mental illnesses. It's funny, I was top $1 million books, top sales all through my career, and working essentially 2 or 3 days a week. And that's what made me good. It's unfortunate, but I knew I wasn't good for 5 days because I had no idea when it was going to hit. And I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. I wouldn't be able to, draw the shades, do these things. So I had to get so good. I had to do 2 days. In 2 days, I had to do more than what other regular people were doing in 5. And that was kind of my life. It was my life in school and all these other things. So I had to do that. And it made me very effective. And you wouldn't even know that I was gone, right? Because I had a job with the freedom of being on the road and doing things. And I beat people's numbers. But I had to do that because I had to hide the fact that I was suffering. This stuff wasn't even popular back then. Like, you talk 15 years ago, right? You suffered in silence. It wasn't talked about. It wasn't cared about. But that's done. That's happened now. Now imagine that my rise was because now you get healthy, and now I got 80 hours a week to do what people, it's.
How do you balance, your work life, your family life? You have children.
I do it poorly. So of course you've got these goals. That is a major goal for me in 2021. I did, you've got to get the job done. So, I did it poorly. I've done it poorly. I work a lot of hours, and and then I kind of realized, honestly, this year I looked at it and I said, for what? Right? Like, what more things? What more shit can you buy that's more important than watching, your beautiful 3-year-old son or your daughter with her great crafts and spending time with your wife, like all of these things. I realized, so that is one of my goals. I share that with my staff. This is my family goal, man. It's being present. It's not just being here and showing up. And you've got to do that. You've got to not be selfish. So that's me waking up at 4:30 in the morning so that I can get all my stuff done. Then hit the office. So I've got my training done. I got this done. I've got that done. I've sent an email every morning. I send an email to all my staff and people all over the country that follow me, and that's done in the morning, and I get all my stuff done. Then I go to work, and now I'm being a little bit more. I'm not doing Saturdays and Sundays and different things. But in all honesty, that's what it does take. If we're talking human optimization, don't think that there's some hack, some magic pill, some lion's mane you can take that's gonna magically make you uber successful. No, that is a grind. That's outworking the person beside you every single day. That's being the best you, and it takes hours. Nobody's giving you anything. But the great thing about it is if you optimize quick enough and you work hard enough in your younger years or whenever it is, and you really grind, that grind you do for 1 year sets you 4 or 5 years ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, you're building that thick skin too at the same time, right?
Yeah.
What is one question that you wish I had asked you, David?
Shit, that's a hard question.
We went through a lot.
Yeah, that was great.
If nothing comes to mind, let's dive into our rapid fire questions.
Oh, boy.
How does that?
All right.
Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have a favorite quotation?
Yeah, I got. So I'm gonna drop 2 on you. So abundance is the flow of energy through you.
Ooh, yeah. I like that. Abundance. Let's repeat it. Abundance is the energy.
The flow of energy through you, and we know that to be true, right? And that's living in abundance. I already have everything I will ever want right now. Now go outside into the world and smash, and see what happens. It's gonna be beautiful. And then I got to go with flow with the go. My man Hickson Gracie is a jiu-jitsu podcast From the documentary Choke, Flow with the Go would be my second one. I gotta drop that on you.
I love it. Thank you. Well, we talked about your morning routine. Thank you so much for that. What is your lucky number?
You know what? I would say probably playing sports, it was 5. And then shout out to 7 for Mel, because Mel's favorite is 7.
Very good. What is one food that you crave and one that you don't crave?
Well, it used to be like my favorite thing on the planet is pizza. And making weight actually for a jiu-jitsu competition. I was in Chicago on business and couldn't eat a deep dish pizza. I had to keep the discipline. It was awful. I've got to fly back to Chicago just for a deep dish pizza. I've never even tried one. But it used to be pizza, and probably still is pizza. I just don't get to indulge in it. I used to have it all the time, every Friday. But so I'd say pizza. And what was the other portion of the question?
A food that you don't crave on.
Don't crave. I don't know. I'm not huge on donuts.
Okay.
But I do. Granddad's donuts are good at Monster Donuts in Hamilton.
Is there anything that you are watching on Netflix that you recommend?
Netflix. You know what? I don't know, because we got just the Android box. But you know what's cool is and this, I will say this: just if you're gonna watch that stuff, watch just one episode, because it's just a lot of time can be consumed, and there's a lot of stuff you can be doing, right? So I watched 2 episodes on Netflix, and I probably won't get that book done by June. But oh man, what's that one called? I just watched. It was crazy. Undoing. The Undoing.
The Undoing?
Oh,
okay, I don't know it.
Ridiculous. Yeah, don't get me started. That's a good one. And I'm trying to think of what another. Oh, The Stand. I don't know what it's on. It's just on the Android box. There's like about 4 episodes in, and it's post-apocalyptic, post-COVID type thing. It's pretty good.
Interesting. What is your long time favorite book, or something a book that you are right now reading that you want to recommend?
You know what? That I'm reading that I want to recommend. There's so many. I'm a huge Charles Bukowski fan. I have a ton of first editions of his books. A great American poet. So if you're into poetry, honestly, funny enough, Charles Bukowski, I fell in love with Charles Bukowski in my deepest depression, because he's a pretty miserable old drunk, but an absolutely beautiful writer. So I'd say Charles Bukowski is my favorite author, probably some of my favorite poetry for sure. Dostoevsky, big fan. Again, very sad stuff. I did a ton of heavy reading in my very young adolescent depressed days. Something positive. A Man's Search for Meaning is another classic.
Yeah.
Yep. What's that? Untethered Soul. I just ripped through that. I'm a little bit behind on that one. That's an absolutely beautiful book. Some new stuff. Jay Shetty's Think Like a Monk is pretty decent. God, there's so many. Honestly, I've got audiobooks going at all times, and about 2 or 3 on the nightstand. So I could go on.
David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me.
That was a great one. I find him, honestly, I love Goggins. I went through all of the stages, because you're looking for gurus, right? When you're transition, your life is changing, you're making these things, you're constantly looking. And I think my one lesson from that is just to take a little bit from everybody. Because I look at Goggins. Yeah, he's a bad man, but he's a bit of a masochist too, right? Like, I don't think that you don't need to, and there's a lot going on up there. If you read that book, that is not that. There's a lot of shit. That's not healthy. Goggins is okay. I like Jocko. Jocko's awesome. Always awesome. Great leadership podcast, great leadership stuff. A little bit army heavy. I don't know. Like, I think I was going into the office a few times after those podcasts and like full drill sergeant mode. But no, Jocko's good. I like Nick the Tooth. Mm-hmm. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, and I don't know. He knows the UFC stuff. His podcasts are good. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of great stuff.
Good stuff.
But Goggins is a bit much for me. It's a bit extreme.
Yeah. Like you said, you take what you need, and then you tweak your own routine, and you keep going. Yeah. Right. I love that. Well, David, thank you for your time. I want to acknowledge you for everything that you do for the community, and not just doing it for yourself to better yourself, to better your routine for your family and your company, and progress together, but also the role model that you are for everybody, and who you are becoming, this beautiful soul to help and rise with everybody around you, and make sure that everybody get a piece of the pie. It's absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see that book. I can't wait to go onto your website and definitely see more of you, and continue following your story on Instagram at vagusflow. And is there any other places that people can go to find you?
Yeah, just David Leadbetter on LinkedIn. Obviously, just that's obviously my professional page. But I still, you know what? My stuff's interchangeable. I don't even care. I post the same stuff everywhere. I am me, right? And I don't think that takes away from me being the president of a large company while still sharing that. Guess what? I'm a crazy human being too. So you can find me there, and then obviously on Instagram and vagusflow.com. And thank you very much, Flo. This has been a real pleasure for me. Thank you very much for having me tonight. And all my friends watching and family, I love you. You guys are so supportive and nice and amazing. Go to the website. Everything will be up to buy. It's just, you're looking at it tonight. Everything will be up to support the community. We'll have it up in a matter of days. We're just getting the merchant stuff straightened out. But thank you all. And you guys all make my life so awesome, Flo. You're a beautiful person. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for your energy. Is there any closing words that you have before we wrap up?
Be nice to each other. Love each other. Motivate each other. Yeah. And just share in the abundance of this beautiful world. And yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, amazing. So there will be a recording of this live interview. So this live interview was on my Facebook page and Facebook group. However, it will be posted on my YouTube channel at Jiu-Jitsu Yoga. If anybody wants to follow me, I welcome any new viewers, followers, and I will pass that recording to David so that you can put it on your website. A lot of great stuff. I hope everybody got a lot of new information and ideas and tips. And if there's any one thing that you can take and improve your life, or just implement the 4 weeks protocol that David shared with us, I'll definitely put that on my list. I love the weekly WhatsApp chat. That's something I have take that and
come join our club, and then the 120-day workbook. You can download it for free on the website, guys.
There you go. I will do that. And any links you'll share with me, and we'll put it in the show notes. Awesome. And until next time, thank you for everything and your time, and all your tips and great story. I feel very inspired.
You inspire me. Thank you for having me. Have a nice night, guys.